promise that's going to be real clapping. Hopefully very soon. Fingers crossed. I grew up in northern Wisconsin, spent all of my life in Wisconsin. I moved to Milwaukee to go to college, and that's where I lived until 2015. So I know what winter is like, and I know what horrible winters are like. I never want to live in Wisconsin again. I'm actually going there in a couple weeks to visit, and then I come back here. So we moved to Maryland in 2015, and I thought, great. They apparently don't really get a lot of snow. This is going to be awesome. Huge snowstorm the first winter we were there, like record-breaking. We were stuck in our house for like 4 or 5 days until the plows came. Like they had no idea what they were doing or how to handle it. Okay, so we get over that. We were there for 2 years. Now we're in Texas. I thought about getting rid of all of my pants, and I thought, I'm going to wear nothing but shorts and t-shirts. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to love Texas. 30 degrees. What are we doing here? Texas, who do I have to call to figure this out? I am made for shorts, t-shirts, and sweating. That's what I need. That's what I need. But instead, I wake up and I have to put sweatpants on and gloves. This is not Texas. This is not the Texas that I see in the movies and on TV. And I need it fixed. But cold weather does mean a lot more coffee. So I'm going to go warm up my coffee and I'll meet you at the desk, alright?
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door. It's the Richard Wilmore Show.
We have a really awesome show today, just so you know, so stick around. It's an amazing documentary. I talked to the filmmaker, the producer. She runs the production company. It's her production company. I love her. Her name is Sally Colon-Petree, and she was amazing. She's from Chicago, and we had a really good time, and her documentary is heartbreaking and beautiful and very important. So stick around for that. You can clap for that, that's awesome. Yes. What have we been up to? We went to, over the weekend, to the Vegan Stop Shop. It was like a pop-up, vegan pop-up shop downtown San Antonio. They had a ton of vendors with food and clothing and art. It was so cool, and I was so full. And there was a place that I forgot to grab it, their business card. They had peanut butter fudge. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I love peanut butter. I eat it by the spoonful, and that's how I keep a nice winter few extra inches on me at all times during the year. But it was really cool, so I'm excited. It was super busy. And one of the things I love about San Antonio is all of the amazing vegan foods. They have like vegan Mexican restaurants, which, I mean, come on. Right? I mean, my heart. So that was cool. So check that out next year. We'll talk about it. Hopefully maybe we'll be there. We also, that was Friday night. Saturday night, we had a busy weekend. And a busy tonight too. Saturday night we went to the Public Theater, the new Public Theater. The newly rebranded Public Theater. It was the Playhouse. It is now the Public Theater of San Antonio. We went and saw a bright new Boise in their Cellar Theater, so that was awesome. That runs through this coming weekend. The 21st, I think, is their last day, so go on their website, get tickets to that, and tell Courtney I said hello when you go there. Really cool show. Really cool show. Theater here is awesome. I haven't even talked about everything we did up until we started filming because we haven't had time. One day it's going to be a whole show of just me telling you what happened from September to January 1st. Last night we went and saw a hilarious comedian, Eric Rivera, who is my new best friend. He may not know it yet, but we are best friends. He's going to be on our show next month. He was here in town for a few days, so we saw him on Sunday night. Go check him out. He's really funny. He's been on The Tonight Show. He's been on Last Comic Standing. He's been on a lot of stuff, and he's really funny. And he has I feel like he has the best hair in comedy. That's just me. So there you go. Tonight, if you're watching this on Monday, if you're watching this on any other day but Monday, it was Monday night. We went, and I'll tell you about it next week, we went to WWE was in town, and we went to Monday Night Raw. I used to be a huge wrestling fan when I was younger. My cousin Kim and I, every Monday, Thursday, I think Saturday, Sunday, it felt like every day of the week at one point. Back during like the Triple H days and the X-Pac days. That's when I loved it. I should grab it. I'll grab it when we come back from the break. We went there. We had really good seats, and I of course I'm going to wear a show t-shirt. Hopefully that'll get on TV. So full report next week on that. Okay? Okay, what else is happening? Nothing is happening. I am, like I said before, coming to Wisconsin. I'll be in Milwaukee the 5th through the 9th of February. So if you are there and you think, oh my gosh, I want to be on his show, he should interview me, he should come talk about my play, talk about my book, contact me. We'll set something up, I'll bring cameras, it'll be fun. We'll go on tour and, I don't know, can I write this off for something? I can't, because I don't make any money. Alright, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk to Sally Colon-Petree.
It's the Richard Wilmore Show. Show.
Alright, we're back. This is my house. Isn't it? It was actually, I had it in the room. It was one of those that you put in the freezer and then all the gel, but now there isn't any gel, but I keep it because I feel like... And we actually had t-shirts. I remember my cousin Kim was obsessed with all of them, and she loved all of them, and we went and saw a few, like Monday Night Raws or Monday Night whatever they were, and we had t-shirts. I wonder where that is. I wonder if my parents still have that. My mom has that at her house. But t-shirts signed by like the security guard, because we waited after, because we were like 10 and probably 13 or something, and we had him sign our shirts. Just like, he probably didn't even work for the wrestling people. He probably worked for like the building we were in. Anyway, that's it. Like I said, I went and was able to see a screening of a documentary called Women Like Us a few weeks ago, and I was able to talk to the woman who created that film and who traveled to film it and to interview everyone and to research. It's an amazing documentary. You need to support this film. Take a look at the trailer, and then we're going to talk to Sally after that. But this is the first time I get to say, roll it!
From my perspective, women's rights are human rights, and women's issues are human issues, because if you look at cultures, countries, civilizations who prioritize women's issues and women's rights, they tend to really do better.
I wanted to inspire young girls, and really women of all ages, by shining a spotlight on amazing, inspirational women that are making a difference in the world.
As a child, I need my rights. A right to live, a right to play, a right to get education, because education is the key to life. Thank you.
I want
women to forget the shoulds, to follow their heart, to take time to center, know what it is that they believe in, and stepping out and making it happen.
The only way to bring about change is via education. Educate a girl, and you've educated a generation.
The reason why we can't just take a girl off the street is because they don't know that they need to be saved. What's always been seen as just prostitution is and has always been slavery.
So if you can just affect one person to let them know that they are special and they mean something to you, you can make a difference.
Your basic abilities matter and can be a miracle in someone else's life.
The fact that our little bit of resources could make such an impact on them.
Quality education for women gives them the power to conquer the universe.
This is just such an exciting time to be a woman.
It's wonderful to have women stepping up to the plate and doing things without fear.
Women rock. Like, we're needed. Like, we give life. You can't make it without a woman.
I want people to be inspired to be that person that says, I'm not going to wait for someone else to do it. I'm going to be that one that does it. Well, there's some theaters. A lot of theaters are cropping up, and this is what it is now.
Really?
Yeah.
I apparently don't
Even
go to
in
the
LA.
to the movies as much as I should. I was just talking to my husband Jay. I'm from Wisconsin.
Yes.
And I was just saying how many cool people have come from the Midwest, and then here I just found one.
Yay!
From Chicago.
That's right.
How long have you not been in Chicago?
So I moved to LA about 22 years ago.
Okay. So is that how long it takes to get rid of this ridiculous accent that I have?
About that long.
Crap. All right. I'm excited to say that she is the CEO of Dream On Productions. You're also the director of the film that we just watched, the documentary. It's called Women Like Us. It is amazing.
Thank you.
Like,
You're not just saying that?
I wasn't really prepared to cry, and then I did.
Did you cry?
Yeah.
Wait, which parts did you cry?
I cried. Well, there were a couple. There were when you were talking about your mom.
Oh.
Because then I thought, oh my God, she's like 4 seats away from me. Like, how hard that must be to watch. Because you're so
It's
probably
horrible.
so proud of this film, I would assume.
Yes.
Yes. So to have that all probably come up, it probably is fresh every single time.
It's fresh every single time, and my sisters and I were texting because our mom's birthday is February 28th. So my sisters and I are going to actually host a screening in LA on February 28th to dedicate it to our mom. That's going to be, off the charts.
That you need Kleenex to
Yeah.
sponsor that.
We're going to have them
That
sponsor
screening
that
will
one.
be sponsored by Kleenex.
Exactly.
Get a hold of her. Can you tell me how this journey even began to make this film?
Yeah, so it started because my mom passed away. She left me some money, and I had, at the time, was working with the foundation, Women Like Us, and they invited me to Africa, and I wasn't going to go at first, and then when my mom passed and she left me this money, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go, and I'm going to interview some of the women that are doing things to change the world, like my mom, and I hired a DP, a female DP that came with me. I had a little skeleton crew, because you're in production. 4 of us. We had a sound, a script supervisor, and 2 camera people. Me, I was shooting, and then another girl. And we shot for 2 weeks in Africa, and then we came back here and started to develop the areas that I wanted to cover out here. And it took 3.5 years, but here we are.
One of the things I actually really loved about the documentary is, I think a lot of times in America, we like to focus on the horrible things happening outside because
Right.
we're so cool and nothing's wrong here.
That's right.
And I loved how you dove into horrific things that are happening here
Yes.
to show people like it's happening here in your backyard.
Well, I think what people don't understand is culturally, what's happening in Africa is to us, it's devastating. To people in Africa, it's not that devastating. It's like what's happening here is devastating to us, but to them, they would be like, that's it. So that's culturally, it's so different. And people say to me, like, why do you even bother to go to Africa? There's so much going on here that you need to cover. And I was like, you know what? Here's my answer to that. We're all humans. Whether you're in Africa or in America, we're all humans. And I'm about humans.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's the most amazing thing you learned about...
Quiet on the set!
About, hey! I'm just kidding. Well, kind of. If we had mics, maybe it would be okay.
Right.
What's the most amazing thing you've learned about the world or yourself during this?
Oh my gosh.
That's not a big question.
No, actually I have the answer, because the one thing that my mindset has changed now. The way I do life is I say yes and I think about it later. That's what I'm doing now. And so I'm just not going to fear anything. I'm going to go after it, and if it's meant to be, the doors will open, and that's how I do life now. So yes, was I fearful of this? My younger sister actually said to me, if you knew then what you know now, had you done this documentary? And I was like, heck no. Heck no. Because it was so hard, and if I could have seen the future and saw how hard it was going to be, I would be like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. But I didn't know, and I went for it, and I kept going for it, and I wanted to stop, and I got upset, and I was fearful, and I couldn't raise money, and so many times I was like, I'm done, I'm just going to be a mom, which there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not my calling. My calling is to be a mom, but also to be out there doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? So, did I answer your question?
You absolutely
Okay.
did. What is next for the film?
So right now I signed a deal with Gather, which is theatrical on demand, and so anyone can host a screening across the country. We're trying to get it international now. I want it to show in Kenya, so we're working on that right now. But we're gonna let this do its thing for about a year. I'm gonna do some more film festivals. I just submitted to a couple more. We were an official selection this year at the Los Angeles Women's International Film Festival, which has opened a few doors with some of the women of Warner Brothers. So I've been invited as now a featured female filmmaker to be part of some of their luncheons and get-togethers, and that's been, I didn't even mention that. I mean, it's been amazing, because I'm like, why am I here? They're like, because did you see what you did? I'm like, oh yeah, that, okay.
Right, that little thing that was on that
But it feels
screen.
weird. It feels weird, but I'm starting to enjoy it and letting myself enjoy it.
What did you do before you were a filmmaker?
I mean, I was an actress.
Okay.
I moved to LA to be an actress, so I did soaps and television. I hosted TV for many years. I produced television. I produced some feature films. So I've always been in the industry. I mean, since high school. But this was my first beast, because it is a beast.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what I was walking into. First one that I started and ended and financed and raised the funds and all of it. Directed, produced it. Wrote it.
A ton of screenings in 2018.
Iowa kicked it off, and then Hawaii, Thousand Oaks, Valencia. I was in Charlotte a couple days ago, this one, and then I'm going to Vegas next week, and then I'm done for the year. And then I'm going to Puerto Rico for 2 weeks, or for 5 days and 2 weeks, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
I'm going to be flying to Puerto Rico in a couple weeks, and I'm going to start shooting a documentary about the devastation that's happening there, because I don't think Americans know that it's still happening.
Yeah.
And my family, I'm from there, my family still does not have water and power. So I'm going to go and live with them and show, like, this is what it's like after 79 days, 80 days of not having water and power. This is how you live. And Americans need to know, like, Puerto Ricans are Americans, and we need your dollars to help.
It's important. They're still there.
They're still there.
It's frightening that it isn't even news anymore.
That's right.
It's so crazy.
It's sad.
So you have socks, which I love
Yes.
socks. So I'm excited to get on Amazon. You can order these on Amazon. Tell me about
These are
these.
amazing socks. So, I was saying to the audience that when I started this film, I was married, and then when I got to the end of the film, I was no longer married. So I'm a single mom now, and so it's like you got to like figure out what am I going to do now? How am I going to start? You kind of start all over. I'm starting all over. And so I came up with this idea of how can I still help people but also make a little bit of money. So I created these socks called Mantra Socks, and it's, what's your mantra? My mantra was breathe last year as I was going through my divorce. But for every pair that you purchase on Amazon Prime, we give a pair to a homeless shelter. So we have Be Love and Breathe, and we had Grateful, but we just sold out of Grateful a couple days ago because of Christmas.
That's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem to have. And so we have, they look like little ballerina slippers, but also we have this little card that explains like the I give love, And, we thank you for purchasing them. So anyway, that's my new venture, and that's going to help me raise more money to make more movies. And $12.99 on Amazon Prime, and buy them for your whole family.
Oh.
They're great gifts. They come in a little cute box. And, that's it.
Amazon
Stocking
Prime.
stuffers, Amazon Prime.
Order today, get it tomorrow. How can people support this film, besides the socks?
I mean, anyone can host a screening in your town.
Okay.
So, if you wanted to come back to this theater and you had a group of 50 or more, because we have to reach the threshold of 50 tickets sold, because that pays for the theater. And then anything above that, fill this place up and get as many people as you can. But the cool thing about hosting is that, it would be hosted by you, and you can say, like, this screening was hosted by my TV show. So then that gets eyes on your TV show, and it gets eyes on here. So you get a little bit of, publicity, and then people, their lives change from watching the film.
You absolutely do. I think this is my last question, and then we can leave, I promise. Can you talk a little bit about the hashtag Do Something?
So that's our new thing, my team and I. So my team is, I started it in 2004, so almost 14 years. And it's just a bunch of chicks, there's 4 of us, and we run the whole thing. And so we're like, we need to have something that we can challenge people at the end so that they're not just leaving going, now what? So we're starting this new challenge, it's called Do Something. So after leaving the screening, go and do something, but post it on Facebook so people know, and let them, get inspired by it, and maybe they'll go, well, I want to do that too, and I want to do. So my friend actually did that, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's brilliant. That's what we're going to challenge people to do. And the hashtag is just Do Something, and tag us, Women Like Us Documentary, so that we know that you're doing it, and let's just keep that rolling. Domino effect.
It's the fun part of social media.
That's right.
Awesome.
The hashtag.
Exactly. WomenLikeUsDocumentary.com.
Yes.
Go there. Get a screening, buy the socks, support
Yes.
this film. It's amazing. Sally, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Now go to bed because you have to go home tomorrow.
I'm exhausted. I get to see my girls tomorrow. It's been 8 days I've been away from them.
Is that the longest you've been?
Well, besides
Probably not,
Africa.
yeah.
Well, I shot a film in Texas out here for 3 weeks, so that was the longest time. But this has been a while.
It's time to go home.
It's time to go
All
home.
right.
My babies are waiting.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Water slide, rope swing, diving board, trampoline.
This is amazing.
Money well spent, that's what I say.
This is the best day ever.
I also love our new sponsors. Check out our website. We have kind of sponsors now on our sponsors page. So I want to welcome Organic Bouquet. Valentine's Day is coming up, people. And it's almost like, I guess I have realized it. I just have never found it before. We buy at my house all organic stuff. And there are organic, eco-friendly companies out there with flowers. They make sure, like the fair trade coffee growers, like they make sure their farmers have fair wages and health insurance and all that amazing stuff. So check them out. And think about them when you're ordering flowers for really anything, but since Valentine's Day is coming up, plug. Also Sling TV, I don't know why we're not on Sling TV. They're there so you can I think they have a free trial going on, so you can check that out. And also the tie bar. We all know how much I love a good tie. So they are there. So if you want to get me a gift, go on my website, order a tie bar, send it here, or a tie, a bow tie, or a tie, and help support the show. Would ya? Thanks. Alright, that's it for today, kids. Alright? Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. I love you. Goodbye.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door. It's the Richard Wilmore Show.